Do you want to attract and keep young people in your church community? Well, of course you do. So in this Word Made Digital tutorial, we're going to talk about a surprising way that you can help reach, connect with, and serve Gen Z. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Word Made Digital Tutorials. I'm Joanna LaFleur, and in this Word Made Digital tutorial, we're going to be talking about Gen Z and a way to connect with them that might kind of surprise you. So this whole tutorial series is all about helping you communicate the best news in the world, the news of Jesus in the digital age. And the Gen Z generation is the digital generation. They don't even remember a time before you couldn't see somebody when you were talking to them on your phone. And so they don't have any Back to the Future, Marty McFly reference of a video popping up, if you know what I'm talking about. They only have lived in a time where they remember you can see the person that you're talking to on the phone. So they have some uniqueness and distinctions that I think would be helpful for you as church leaders and charity leaders to know about, so you can help connect with them and serve them best in your church community. Thanks so much to Compassion Canada as well for making this tutorial possible. We're doing a whole series of tutorials with them, and we're talking also about an amazing gift catalog and opportunity you have right now, but also all through the year to give. I'm going to tell you more about that later, so check with it and check the link down in the show notes from Compassion Canada. How can you reach, attract, and keep young people in your church? Did you know that Gen Z really cares about the world around them? They care about issues of justice, of poverty, of issues going on in their community and around the world. And you can use this knowledge to help connect with young people, because we, the church, also care about issues of justice, issues of poverty and hunger and needs in the world around us. And we don't necessarily always talk about it clearly and succinctly in a way that helps people engage with us. So let me give you a few quick stats from our friends over at Barna, some amazing things that they've discovered in the last little while as they talk to Gen Z about this very issue. Okay, of course, caring for the poor and the vulnerable is a primary theme throughout Scripture. But did you know, and according to this Barna study that they've done recently, that 43% of Gen Z says that it is a fundamental part of their own faith, and they want to see it expressed and used in their local church. Stat number 2 from the Barna study says that the number one value for people who are not Christians, just regular Gen Z young people, is that they want people's words to match their actions. They want to see what people do more than just talk about what they do, what they believe, and what their values are. Gen Z wants people to demonstrate their values lived out, not just talk about it. That's the number one thing for Gen Z young people who are not in the church. 1 in 4 young adults, that's Gen Z, says that caring for the poor and getting involved in justice issues in their local community is a top priority for them in the next couple of years. So this same 1 in 4 young people, Gen Z, says having ways in their local church to fight injustice and get involved in social needs of their community is a huge factor in them determining if they want to be part of a church community. All right, so we see from all these studies and we see from the research, and we kind of know intuitively that young people are hyper connected to the world around them. They know about what's going on. They're super educated as well. They have those phones in their hand that they can check out what's going on in the world, and they can talk to friends around the world all the time. They care about the needs of the world, about justice, about social issues, about poverty, hunger, and the good news is that the local church is one of the best places that we can express that. It's a way to connect with young people and also to attract them into our church communities by living what we say we believe. So I want to give you a few questions to think about here in the tutorial about how you're communicating about that within your church community, the good work that you're already doing. Number 1, what are you doing to impact and serve the needs of your community and needs around the world? Is there something that you're doing now that's meaningful, that's engaging, that your church stands behind? If not, that would be the first place to start. But you probably already have some causes that you care about, but you maybe haven't got the right momentum behind them. So that's what we're going to talk about in the next couple of tips. Number 2, I want you to do an inventory of the last 6 months of your church newsletters, social media, your sermons, your Sunday morning announcements, the things that you post up around the church. How often are you talking about issues of justice, of the needs of your community and the needs of the world, local and global missions and justice issues, needs of the poor and needs of people around you? If you aren't talking about it very much, or it's kind of hard to find, that would be the first place to start as a communicator. If you're trying to connect with young people and keep them connected to your church, attract them to your church, then you need to talk about the good work that you are probably already doing. And you need to make sure it's regularly scheduled into your email campaigns, into your social media plans, into what you're doing on Sundays. Tip number 3 then, and how you communicate about how you care about justice issues, these things that Gen Z deeply care about and want to get involved in and want to do so through your church community, is about senior leadership. If you're the senior leader watching, this is for you, or maybe you want to pass this along to your senior leaders, you can just forward them this video. Senior leaders, are you actually involved in the issues that your church says that you care about? Are you ever at the soup kitchen or the food bank? Do you ever go on the global missions trip experiences to meet with your global partners around the world? How is senior leadership seriously engaged and concerned at a personal level with the issues that your church is dealing with justice in your local community and around the world? Senior leaders, I encourage you not to just delegate this. I know if you're in a church with a bunch of staff or you have some amazing volunteer councils and committees, it's easy in all the busyness of your schedule to kind of push this off, not because you don't care, but because you're busy. I encourage you to push this up your priority list. If you want to reach young people, you can't just talk about it. You have to walk about it. You've got to do it. They have so clearly said through these Barna studies that the number one value for young people is for not people to just do lip service, but to actually live out what they say they believe. So if you're a senior leader and you are not regularly involved in what's going on with the social issues that your church cares about, the issues of justice and poverty and the needs of the community, then you need to get involved and demonstrate to young people that you are serious about it too, and you really care about it. Get involved, go yourself, show up first. So number 4, does the average person, the everyday person going to your church, not the super involved person, do they know that they can get involved in these things that you're doing with justice in your local community? And do they know how to get involved? Have you made it obvious and easy and clear for them to get involved? So that can look like checkbox if they want to get involved in serving. Make sure you don't just list internal opportunities to serve, but opportunities to serve in your local community that they can be involved in through your church community. Or maybe you want to make sure that you have a place in your lobby, whether that's your virtual lobby or your physical lobby, where people can get involved and see how you're involved in justice issues and poverty issues around the world and in your local community, and that they can, again, sign up, fill out a form, tap the thing, text the number, whatever it is that makes sense with your systems for them to easily get involved. So then more so, can they get involved through your website? Is there a place clearly labeled on your website that if people are looking for ways to engage in issues of justice in the community, that they can do so clearly through your website? Don't make it hard. Don't make them have to email someone who will maybe phone them back. Just have something that they can fill out and you're going to get back to them as soon as possible so that they can learn more, so they can come to your next meeting, so that they can come check it out and maybe do like a shadow run and get involved in what you're doing. Make it clear and easy that you need people to get involved, you want people to get involved, and how they can get involved. Number 5, do you ever emphasize justice issues in your Sunday morning or your weekend gathering experience? The largest gatherings that you have, do you talk about issues of missions, justice, poverty, the needs in your community? If not, I encourage you can just do it on a monthly rotation. If there's prayers that you're doing, if there's announcements that you're doing, make sure that the activities and needs of this part of your church are regularly talked about on Sundays. And bonus, more than bonus, key to this is that you talk about it and integrate it into your teaching. So if there's opportunities to share stories of what God's doing as illustrations, if there's opportunities to tie the text appropriately to what you're doing to care for the needs of those around you, tie those things together, preacher, pastor, leader, or just communicator. Make sure that you're tying those things together. My last tip for you about this today is to report back what's going on. If you don't have it already built into your calendar and your rhythms as a community, I encourage you to make reports back about how it's going, how many people you're serving, whether that's data or that's stories to tell. There's some amazing stuff you're probably doing connected to justice in your community and around the world. But if you're not telling anybody what really happened with their time, their money, their resources, and how you're making an impact, then it doesn't matter as much. It doesn't engage people as much. It doesn't keep young people attracted to and engaged with the ways that your church community is truly modeling Jesus in your community. And so I encourage you, whether that's in a monthly email, there's a page on the website, but more than that, a few times a year on Sundays, your weekend service, your main gatherings, make sure you take time to actually give reports of what's going on, storytelling of what God is doing and how you're making an impact. Inspire them to get involved by telling the stories of what you're already doing to build trust, to increase engagement, and also to see that if they were to get involved too, of course, they could not only show the love of Christ in a tangible way, but it might be something that they could invite their friends to, that they might be proud of their church, that's not just about internal conflict and local drama or the latest scandals that are going on in church, but actually it would be a place for the city, for the country, for the world around them. Well, as we think of the world around us, of course, we want to thank our friends at Compassion Canada who are making this tutorial possible. There is a huge need right now. Did you know 828 million people are in a food crisis right now? There's a huge hunger crisis around the world. Nearly 10% of the global population is in a food crisis. I don't know if you knew that, because it's actually 46 million people more than the year before. We're in an absolute crisis, but there are things that Compassion is doing through their local partners on the ground that is making it possible for people to feed their families today, tomorrow, and the next day. And there's some amazing ways that we can get involved through Compassion's local church partners. And so we want you to go and check out ways that you as a community can not only just engage to get Gen Z, but to engage because it's an issue that matters to you. It's an issue that matters to Jesus. It's an issue that matters to the church community here in Canada. This year's Gifts of Compassion gift guide has gifts that are specifically targeted at the needs of hunger around the world. You can go to compassion.ca/shop for more details. We're going to make sure that link is here in the show notes. That link is here on the page, compassion.ca/shop. The Gifts of Compassion are going to help you and your church community engage in the needs of justice, of hunger, and poverty around the world. And of course, at this Christmas time and all throughout the year, we have so much more typically than we need as Canadians. We have so much to be thankful for. And so we get to, out of that great abundance, bless other people and encourage you to do so. Hope this tutorial has been helpful to you as you're thinking through issues of justice and Gen Z, how to connect with, keep, and attract young people to your church. Not so that your church can be full with big numbers, but so that you can make impact in Jesus' name. Life-changing impact, eternal impact. And that's what this is all about. We love because God first loved us. We care about justice because God did the greatest thing, that while we were against him, he died for us and he made peace for us. He brought justice through himself for us. And so we care about justice. We care about those in the world who need it, who long for it, and we want to be involved with poverty, social needs in our community, and things like that, so that not just Gen Z, but all people might come to know him. All right, thanks so much for hanging out and checking out this tutorial. We'll see you on the next one.